everybody, just calm down.
Girl, just calm down.
Hey guys, welcome to the Everybody Just Calm Down podcast. Unfortunately, our gracious host is at sea and having some technical difficulties, but you're here with your girl Danielle.
And I'm Jared.
Whoo, cha.
We had a lot going on just now, but we're here.
We really didn't. Well, we didn't have a lot going on.
Yes. Aaron's having a bit too much fun, and now he's having technical difficulties on top of that. But God bless him.
We love him. We love him.
Right.
It could be worse. It
It
could be
could be.
worse. Yeah, it could be worse. He could be living in it. Well, he does live in Atlanta. So actually, ooh.
Oof. Got to watch out for those pistols.
And the bodyguards.
Okay.
What's all going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm here. I'm
Ooh,
thriving. How are
I was
you?
gonna say, how was your weekend?
The weekend was good. I did more than I expected. I was out a lot, but
Stop.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually outside this weekend.
Oh,
I
I
did
did see you
two
outside.
yeah, Big Mama was outside this weekend. I did two nights in a row, and I just know that I'm not built for that right now at this big age of almost 35. I can't do 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, I did like literally all night Saturday night, like until 7 o'clock Sunday morning. Took like a 4 hour
Huh?
nap. Took like a 4 hour
Oh,
nap and then got up and went to
oh,
brunch and then did Sunday fun day.
sweetie.
I know.
Um, but anyway, guys, so welcome back to season 16, episode, what are we at, 4?
Four, yes.
Who of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, child? It's a lot
Mm,
going on in this episode.
yes, entirely too much.
Like, well, let's just start from the beginning of the episode. Let's break it down. I'm ready to break it down. Jared, I know you're ready to break it down.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Aaron wanted to fry poor Brit, but he's not here. So I will do the eating up and the gathering for him. So we start this episode off, honestly, with
We start off
yes.
with Britt and Angela in the park.
God. Number one, so y'all know that I'm not a dog mom. You guys are dog
Uh,
parents. Let me just say this one thing. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's an animal in a stroller.
I hate it. I hate it so
I
much.
don't like that because it also is the same equivalent to me as a child being in a stroller and their feet are dragging the ground.
Yes.
So when you're talking, you shouldn't be in a stroller. When you have 4 legs, I definitely don't feel like you should be in a stroller.
No, absolutely.
Like, weird.
Yeah. And then, so one of the things that stood out to me right away in this scene was Britt right away mentions that she doesn't have a lot of female friends. And anytime a girl says they don't have a lot of female friends or a gay says they don't have a lot of gay friends, I just automatically assume that, oh, yeah, bitch, you're the problem.
Oh, I can agree with that 100%, Jared. And not saying I'm a girl with a lot of friends. I'm a person who knows a lot of people and I'm cool with a lot of people. So it always red flags me when girls say, I only have 1 to 2 friends. And I'm just like, so strange. Or when someone has an issue and I'm just like, well, where are the friends? That's the
Yeah.
first thing I always think of when I think of girls like that. Where are the friends? That's always a red flag to me. They also kind of touched on their family dynamics
Hmm.
too, which I think I appreciated from Angela. I'd like her to touch more on the tea on her sisters and the mother and Charles.
Yeah. I feel like with her, I'm noticing that it seems like a lot of times we're only getting half the story. Like with the separation, which she mentioned that they separated because he got kicked out of a game. And, the streets are talking and saying that the actual reason was because he had Charles Jr. on her.
Huh?
Charles Jr., that he had the baby on her. That's why they actually
What?
separated. Yes. So I didn't see you the clip. So there's a clip, and then they resurfaced on Wendy Williams. There's an episode of Wendy Williams, and Wendy Williams is mentioning that she had a conversation with Angela Oakley, and Angela Oakley mentions that Charles had a baby on her, but they worked through it.
Now, see, talk about that.
Mm,
That's what I want to hear. Again, that's good housewife TV to me. Don't talk to me about now that y'all good. But also I really don't think they're that good, to be honest with you.
me neither.
And And I'll put a pin in that on why I don't think they're good for the end of the episode, which is why I really don't think they're good.
Yeah, and I just like she mentions that her mom and Charles got into it about cleaning or something like that. I'm just like, no, there's something going on.
There's something going on. And then Britt goes in and goes, well, you shouldn't, as a married person, you shouldn't let your family, because she also has a relationship with her estranged sisters
Yeah.
with the same situation. But I think, and well, also, they both have very similar situations. Both of the husbands are financially supporting the family,
Right.
which is all we've seen that in housewife history. It never ends well.
No.
Ashley, Darby,
Mm-hmm.
Michael was taken care of. It didn't work. Every time the family gets involved and it has something to do financially, it never works. I feel like the only people that that really does work with, I probably think for me personally, is Shamea,
Yeah, for sure.
because they're
If that's
in
the
the
case.
house. If that is the case, so they had their little stroll, they had their little kiki moment. For some reason, this was, I think, like overproduced, this little scene. I just don't think this should have been the start of the episode. I think that they want all the girls in Atlanta to kind of kiki with each other, and they're trying to strategically place them.
Yeah.
But that was a very specific uh group of women chatting,
Yeah.
although they did have a lot in common. So I was just like, I don't know. How do you feel about the friendship in general? Do we feel like it's real?
No, I mean you can tell that they're definitely just like getting to know each other, and you can tell they're not friends yet. But that's what happens with housewives, especially when you have new cast members. So you just have to give them some time to marinate.
Right. How do we also feel about Britt mentioning Kenya every chance she gets?
It's giving obsessed. It's giving
It
fan.
really is. It's so weird. Why do you keep mentioning that lady? If she's not, I promise you, Kenya's not thinking about you at all.
No, not at all.
Like I genuinely think that that girl is not thinking about you at all.
No.
For me, the whole situation, I think even with Britt, and we'll see this later on in the episode, that this girl is just craving attention.
Exactly.
Like, but not good TV attention. It's annoying. She's a nuisance.
Yes. A gnat.
A little gnat, a
This
little gnat, a little gnat, a little gnat. Okay, so we cut to the next scene,
is
which is
Shamir
Shamia and her sister
and the lawnmower.
and the song.
Yes, the song.
Why does she keep playing that?
Why didn't she at least bring out a little portable speaker?
Now, I know you could have called them lawn people
Well,
and told them that you was filming. Why did you do that?
I think she mentioned that I think they run that property next door. She said something about that's why they wanted to buy that
She
property.
said that's why I want to buy that property next door.
Yeah.
Now I did hear that. I did hear that. I'm trying to figure out what Shamia's end goal is with the singing, because we know that you don't need the money.
Yeah. I mean, I was given like this is just a dream of hers, which I understand, and she's definitely trying to utilize the platform to make that pop off. I really just don't want to keep hearing her sing every episode. I mean, not to
It's
say
the
that
same
she sounds
song.
bad, yeah, but it's like either she's singing or we're hearing the song. We had to hear the song twice this episode, like enough already.
We've had to hear that song more times than Drew's album, which the girls are saying the word on the street is the album is great.
I heard that too.
The girls are saying the album is great. Now
Yeah,
TBD on when we do listen to it, the album in entirety. But word on the street is that the album is good. Well, shout out to Dennis. I mean,
right.
again, no one knew that he was Quincy Jones, but I guess everyone has a hidden talent. Yeah, very, very interesting. I thought about that with Shamia as well. I did appreciate her wanting a clean slate with Angela.
Yeah, I'm glad they moved on quickly.
And she was right, because well, she was throwing the jabs, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Now how I'm gonna moonwalk out of here?
yeah. I was like, okay, should be enough with the puns. And what else she say? I was a smooth criminal with
She
that.
was a screw. She said I was a smooth criminal of that.
Yeah.
And again, I get it. And so I was all for it. And Shamia, to me, I think Shamia is really funny. She's super entertaining to
She
me
is, yeah.
personally. I think she's just a great asset in general to have on the show. But I do appreciate these little moments with her family, because I think it's us getting to know Shamia again, still not being Portia's sidekick,
Exactly.
personally
Yeah.
speaking. So it was a cute little scene. You know what I mean? It's
hmm
just getting us, as honestly, just solidifying what we said, honestly, from the first episode. We love Shamia. We love the family dynamic, and it's authentic.
Yes.
So agreed on all angles on there.
So before we get there, we had this brief scene, which I really didn't have anything from, of Portia meeting with her team.
Okay, so real quick, I thought that that was the cousin that died.
It is. It was. Which I didn't know. I had no idea about this, but I've been seeing posts today saying mentioning it.
Okay, because I was like, why is Lundy on there? I thought they said that she died.
Yeah, that was her. But I had no idea who she was because I
Okay.
didn't watch Portia's shows. So I had no idea like who she was and what the
You
situation was.
you know what's crazy? She's been on Housewives for forever. She was always with the sister Low.
Oh, okay.
That's why I knew the cousin. So I thought it was so strange that she was there. Because I'm like, when did they start recording this? I literally was like 99% sure that that lady was gone, but I could not put my finger on it. But I'm glad that we confirmed that. So, well, rest in peace, Lundy. Apparently she was a sweet soul.
Yeah.
But she is no longer here. Why did he mention Dennis?
I don't know. I really could have done without this scene. And then I really don't understand this whole. I don't know if it's a beef or Portia with Drew and this go naked thing. Like I feel like when it comes to the go naked situation, Drew hasn't really done anything out of pocket, so I really don't understand like Portia's issue with this.
My thing is with the and like I said with the Go Naked Hair, she is a part of the she is a brand ambassador, so there obviously is legal things that you have to. Which I'm glad that Portia, she ain't no dummy when it comes down to that. I can't just fire the girl.
Mm-hmm.
I have to keep it going. But I'm like Portia, you're a big enough star to where I don't. The girls in Atlanta all day. Atlanta is the hair capital of the world. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You could literally get any up and coming girl, all the little young girls that do all the bundles. Why is Drew your biggest brand ambassador?
Right. She might need to help out Angela a little bit.
Now, if you want to give someone, well, screw Angela, shit, Cynthia.
That's
And
fair.
honestly, it could be, and Cynthia, honestly, Cynthia would actually kill that. So it needs to be
She would.
Cynthia, and then it needs to be Angela.
Yeah.
Cynthia, because, well, we know where Cynthia's wigs are now. And then And then fast forward to Angela, her husband frying her about her wigs, which is still nasty to this day. Because
Yeah.
that's grounds for divorce. Don't ever embarrass me. Don't ever embarrass me on TV.
Right.
So yes. So then we fast forward to the
Drew,
Kenya and Kelly. Was it Kenya and Kelly or was it Drew and
Drew and Ralph.
I have a question.
Yes.
I know we said that Drew was a liar, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, does she really genuinely think that we believe this storyline of her and Ralph divorce, like not even the divorce, but the beef that they actually had?
You don't think they really had beef, or what do you think if she's not lying?
Absolutely not. I think she's lying about the separation and what their divorce and what the grounds of their divorce is.
So what do you think the actual grounds is?
I think that they are amazing co-parents that could not stay married.
Yeah.
They were not good in a marriage together, but probably in a business relationship aspect, because remember, I guess he was taking care of all the things, according to Tanya, the lawyer. He doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
any paperwork of his own. So I think as far as managing the business aspect and the home front, I think that's where that is. First of all, why did he have a confessional?
Right. And everyone's really pissed, which I agree, about him having a confessional and not Kenya.
So weird. Like
Mm-hmm.
he wants to be a housewife. He wants to hold a peach so bad. And
Yeah.
I think, and so, which is all the more reason why I'm asking, do we think that it's real? We've seen enough divorces play out on reality TV and specifically on Housewives. When divorce is nasty, it is nasty. There's no talking to cameras. They don't even want to be filmed, a lot of these exes. They're like, I don't want anything to do with the show. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that not only do you still live in the marital home in the basement, y'all playing softball in the front yard.
Yeah. No.
That was weird to me.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And then they are just both of them are to the point where like I mean, I can't believe anything that comes out of either one of their mouths. Like when we
Lying.
have these scenes like this with just them, I honestly kind of just
Check out.
zone out. Yeah, I'm like, because I just don't believe anything you're saying, so I have no interest in it.
She was like laughing when they were talking.
Yeah.
And I think that really bothered me because, again, for instance, Dorit and PK, it ain't no laughing in that separation.
Good
It's not a
point.
joke at all. This is not a
Yeah.
joke. Kyle and Mauricio, 30 years. They're very cordial, but they're not filming with each other having dinner with their kids. We know that they probably still are doing that with their children, but they're not filming with each other.
Right.
So for me, now I just don't believe that this divorce is real. I think that this was something that they both needed a storyline. And we already saw the marriage in shambles. So it's believable that they could be getting divorced. I would not be shocked if after they wrapped that they said they're reconciling.
No, well, I don't know. I think they are definitely getting a divorce, but I think to your point, they're also playing up this divorce for the cameras.
When he said the daughter bought him the article, she was like, she did?
Yeah.
Your kids are old as shit. They can go on, they can Google anything. Like, I mean, you're acting like they're babies. So that scene kind of that see, I will say that scene annoyed me a lot because the mannerism towards them, it was like, and even I even felt like they could absolutely still be having sex if
Mm,
they had a great night and they had a conversation over dinner and the kids all left the house. I could see them still having sex.
true. I mean, one thing, I mean, they are liars, but they are two attractive people. I give them that. So,
Now
if you want to get it
Ralph
in.
do now, yeah, no, Ralph is he but see, Ralph looks poisonous.
He does.
Don't he just looks toxic and he looks he's lying. We know
Yeah.
Drew's a liar, but he definitely is lying. Well,
And
he was in Florida.
he's probably selfish in bed.
I can see that. I can see that. Because I mean, well, and let's be real. I mean, even though Drew didn't know what a narcissist was, and she's been calling him a narcissist since day one, she's so fucking stupid. She didn't even know what a narcissist was, but also that is your ex, well, your soon to be ex husband, and not only that, he also gaslighted her through that whole entire process. Like, wait, are you narcissists don't apologize?
Right. I mean, well, he's been gaslighting her for the past 3 years on the show. So,
I don't believe it. Let's be real. And if your sister was coming up like Baby D and doing something, she should be trying to ride up on Ralph. Let's be
true.
real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I have nothing more to say about it. Like I said, for me personally, I think it's a sham. So when at the end of the season and they say that they're reconciling, just know that I said it first. I don't believe it.
Okay. You heard it, people. Danielle's making a prediction.
This is that's my if I can predict anything from the show, they not getting a divorce. Or the
Okay.
divorce. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. We're going to
I'm
see.
sorry. Tune in. And then we have Miss Kenya.
Hmm. And this
Kenya
lovely
more
salon.
hair care. Kenya more hair care. First of all, why did she do a spa?
I
Why
mean,
did she open a standalone?
yeah, and then like, I mean, the space is beautiful, but she's talking about how much
Gorgeous.
money she put into it. I feel like she could have held back a little bit. There could, like, that whole her office with that fireplace and all that, that's a bit much.
Girl, that's not a real office.
Yeah, like you're not living there. You could have cut back a little bit, but
But you
beautiful
see where that's
place.
where that 400 beautiful place, but that's where that 400,000 came in at.
Yeah. I just hope it is successful.
Okay, again though, but we know in Atlanta, these places, a lot of celebrities open these places, right? And they think that the name is supposed to just move the people. I think, and I think, which is why I appreciated Kelly so much saying that, with the business, it definitely needs to be word of mouth. And people don't care if a celebrity is attached to it because they're still going to fry you online or fry you in your reviews like, hey, the product is not good. The restaurant or whatever establishment you're trying to build up, the people don't care about what name is attached to it. Is the product good?
Right.
People will pay for whatever. But my thing about it is with Kenya, she's not, I don't see her as a lifestyle brand. I don't see her in health and beauty. Miss America is not health and beauty.
I mean, I don't think I would. I personally, this may be bad. I mean, I love the Housewives, but I rarely take any of their business seriously. Like, I don't think I've ever bought a Housewife product. I don't think I've ever.
You ain't never do She by Shrey?
No, no, man.
Well, it was the product line. It never was. So yeah, I don't think anybody got anything honestly.
Yeah, I didn't buy any of the
Um,
active wear.
no GNA.
No GNA. Oh, No, God, no. That was the biggest joke of them all because how those two of all people are going to do any kind of fashion line? Like, really?
Now, to this day, now that I agree with you, that I
Mm.
think that honestly is probably the biggest joke in Housewife franchise history. Honestly, next to Karen's candles.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that and Meredith's bath bombs.
Oh, Lord. See, that's what I'm saying.
So the bath bombs,
Yeah.
Whitney's prism jewelry that came from Alibaba allegedly.
Yes.
The
All that to
brands are not
say,
good.
yes. So for you to open this whole salon, this the whole standalone salon, I mean, I respect you for it, but I mean, I just hope, it does well.
I want you to make it return back. I just want you to break even. I want you to
Yeah.
break even. Let's just say that. I appreciated Kelly. I know I was a tough critic on I was a very tough critic on Kelly. But what I will say is her opening up about her business venture and then her relationship with her estranged soon to be ex-husband now really put who she is into perspective. That lady is walking around with a bodyguard.
Yeah. This whole situation with the husband is an insane story. I can't believe that he threatened her in court. Like, how do you threaten somebody like in front of a fucking judge?
But that's how you know you a crazy motherfucker though.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Let's be real. That's how you know you're an absolute crash out. When you can openly threaten someone in court, you were held in contempt for doing so.
Right.
Now you actually can't see your children because he is the father of the three small ones. He
Yeah.
now cannot see the children because he did this whole little situation. I actually feel like with Kelly, number one, she's great TV in general because she's messy.
Mm-hmm.
She does have her own businesses. I still would like to know what a mimosa mix is. I still would like to know what that is. But as far as the waffle queen, I'm here for it. I do, however, want her to elaborate. She probably can't, maybe legally, but I would like her to elaborate on the ins and the outs of this divorce, though, because right when she opened up, I was like, she's a real girl.
Yeah. I mean, we still have
She's
a whole
real.
season. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get more as the season plays out. Andy did mention after the premiere that one thing he loves about this season is that all the girls have like some really strong personal storylines.
Hmm.
So I think they all have some more to share. I
And
guess
it
we'll hear.
worked out.
Yeah, I guess we'll also continue to hear more with Brit and her stank mouth about her sisters.
Oh my God. First of all, the sisters look like they be begging for money all the time, don't they?
Yeah,
Don't they look every month they're short on the rent? Do you not get that?
yeah, no, for
I'm
sure.
I'm getting we don't have food. Your nephews don't they need basketball equipment. We don't have it, and you over here on TV.
Yeah,
I am seeing that. I'm
yeah,
seeing
for
it.
sure.
Which is all which and then going into that situation, because then she was meeting with well, she actually was acting like you earlier today when you were waiting for us to come and record. Why they had that lady waiting at that restaurant? That lady at the restaurant, child, waiting for hours for her sister to come. First of all, girl, I already told you we was filming this. Why wasn't you
Mm.
here?
But she had to get her face beat because that face was, and I'm not saying it was a good beat, but it
It
was
was
beat.
there. It
Yeah.
was she the you know what's so crazy about we and again, I think you said this last week. We just can't believe anything that comes out of that lady mouth. Why is it now riddle me this, Jared? Why every word that come out of her mouth is my husband and what he does for us and me in this situation?
She's given her relationship with her husband is so interesting. I mean, again, he's so awkward. But that aside, like basically, her sister is kind of implying that she basically ditched them when she got a man. How it feels like their relationship moves fast and it was kind of rushed, and it just seems like she's just all about him. I don't know. The whole situation is just weird, and yeah, I don't know. Their dynamic is just so weird.
Something is still not adding up with me with the father's insurance.
Yeah.
Something is funny about that situation because she says that this sister actually is the one that took it the hardest.
Hmm.
Now, is it the hardest because you guys were all daddy's girls, or was there money that was supposed to be divvied up and that money never got there?
Well, she also did mention that his death was sudden. I guess she said he was just sitting on the couch and had a blood
And he had
clot.
heart, yeah,
So
that blood clot.
yeah,
Right. So I do see that, but I also agreed with the sister because at the same time, if I would have talked to my sister, and I don't have sisters, so and the Lord knew what to do with that one. I don't have sisters. I have one brother in this world, love him. I have three sister-in-laws. Um, they're not my sisters though. So I didn't have any
yeah.
sisters. So what I will say about that is I understood what the sister meant by that because if it's one thing that I can't stand about a female is if I'm talking to you about something, I don't need your man sitting right here.
Exactly.
The sister wasn't lying about that. That means
Yeah.
every time she's tried to connect with you, or just even not even, and probably not even on no begging shit. Just like, hey, sister, I'm trying to check in with you. This is what your nephews are doing, X, Y, and Z. Mike is right there.
Yeah. No, that's completely valid. And it's like you, even for you, Mike, like, why do you even want to be there? Like, why do you need to be there?
But see, now that's why those rumors are circulating that something is not right in that relationship as well.
Hmm.
Because why are you sitting in bitches' mouths,
Yeah.
Peter?
Britt also mentioned in this scene, again, going back to how she is, that a lot of girls tried to fight her in high school. So, what's up with that?
My thing is, so again, and what you said in the beginning of the episode, if everyone has a problem with you, sweetie, they're not the problem. You are.
Mm,
Like, why is it that everyone hates you so much? You exude nasty energy to the point where no one wants to be around you because I don't see you as a like a shit starter to where you're starting it. I see you finishing it. I see you
yeah.
latching on to someone else's issue with a person and you making up your own idea. She's one of those girls to me.
Yeah. Or creating an issue in your head, which we see.
Delusional. We now and honestly, and she is, and I think now that we can honestly say with the true fact, Kenya did nothing to that lady. She just didn't like her, and she didn't receive what Kenya put out.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I think she wanted Kenya to be this bubbly, crazy, stroking her ego, and that's not the case. I think that's what she genuinely wanted from Kenya. And when she didn't receive that and also saw the relationship that she has with the other women, she automatically assumed, oh, this girl's not for me. And that's not
Hmm.
the case. But I don't have to sweat you though, girl.
Right.
So that's what I think is really interesting about Brit. And we know towards the end of the episode, it actually goes up in smokes with her delusions that came to life because
And
that whole
then
situation was delusional.
she even wraps up this scene with her sister and her uh what is it? Her conclusion is that her sister is jealous of her because of her relationship with her husband.
And
How did we
why
get
would
here?
you even okay, so and again that's exactly what I'm getting ready to say. How did we get here? And for you to say that your sister is envious of you due to your marriage when out of your own mouth you're saying your husband supports her financially.
Right.
I don't see a jealous sister. I see a sister who wants a relationship with her sister and not her sister and her husband.
Exactly.
That's what I see. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Agreed.
So I honestly, I think the moral of the story is, Britt, you're a little delusional, sweetie. Sorry, that
A
is kind
lot
of
of
a mental
delusional.
illness. That's a little bit of a mental illness. I'm not gonna lie, that is a mental illness. It's almost like Munchausen. Like it's weird. You're
Not much
creating
houses.
something. It's a little weird for me. So, moral of the story is, Britt, I don't think you're well. And again, anyone who and I love my husband. We know that, child. I love my husband, child.
We know.
I love my husband. Well, and again, and he loves me.
Mm.
But also, if I'm out with my friends, first of all, he's never blown my phone up. That was also a little creepy. Let's
Weird.
just say that. That was very weird. Number one. And then number two, you having to over explain your sister. My husband is calling. My husband is calling. My husband is calling. It's almost like you want her to be envious of you. It's weird.
Exactly. Yes, exactly that.
It's weird. That part I think was a little disturbing. She's like, as you can see, he's calling my phone. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if my sister was telling me that, I'm like, who gives a damn if he's calling your phone? You're out with your sister. He already knew where you were at. Why is he blowing your phone up? Which
Period.
also, and I will say to end with this, which we could throw this theory out that he could be controlling.
Hmm. Yeah.
He could be one of them sneaky, passive, controlling men. Because I can
Yeah.
see that.
For sure. Yep. So
I'm
let's
the
see how that plays
breadwinner.
out.
Right. Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm the breadwinner, blah, 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 blah. So
Hmm.
TBD on that. We said it
Yes.
first. We
Something to
said it
watch.
first. Something to watch out for. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, do you have any other notes for any scene after this?
No, now we move on to Drew and the studio, which I don't have any notes for, but because again, another a Drew scene and Dennis again just zoned out.
Why do they keep filming with each other?
And why was he acting so oblivious as to why Portia would have an issue with this?
And you know that already.
Exactly.
Why? Dennis is playing a dangerous game because this situation, although it's fun and games to him, you're not really on the show. You're there because your name is mentioned in a couple of little statements, but you're not on the show. This if this gets nasty, if they got I don't for me, I don't know Portia like that, obviously personally, but Portia is not who can I describe her as far as being an enraged person who we know will go the extra mile to destroy someone. Portia is not that girl. Like well, not yet.
I'm like, I think she has potential.
She could have potential. Yes, that is true. She could have potential, but right now I don't think she's there. But I think that Dennis is playing a little bit of a dangerous game when it comes time to this. And I think Drew, you're just out here trying to get your music out there, but it's not becoming.
No.
You don't look good. And like I
Yeah.
said, a man's always gonna be a man. So we let Dennis get away with his little antics, but Drew, just know better. Do better and know better.
And then this bullshit that you're on actually overshadows the music.
So, which is crazy because again, word on the street is the album is great, but you keep sidetracking us talking about, oh, I'm done speaking with Portia as if she wanted to speak with you.
Right.
So, yeah, that scene, honestly, I would just appreciate if they just stop um filming together.
Even though I
Personally.
will say the little song that they were playing in this scene, it was kind of cute.
It was kind of every song that they played thus far is cute. But
Mm.
again, they played a song and then they put them in a scene together.
Yeah. And I
So
zone
now
out.
I forget about the music and I'm like, well, what they over there talking about? So you see? Yeah, Drew, just stop. And then you come in dressed like that too, girl. So that was another thing.
Yeah, I know. It's rough.
Yeah. You said it was rough. Yeah, I'm done with
Mm.
her. I'm done with
Mm.
her. And so now anything else from the scene?
Mm-mm.
We're now at
At the
the
bank.
bank. Hey. Oh, bank to the bank. First of all, why do girls fry the bankhead like that?
You know, my mom was born and raised in Bankhead. Of course, that was a different time, but you know, with that being said, I have roots in Bankhead. Never, only personally been once, but you know,
Oh, you never been to the bank?
I think I've been like once or twice as a small child. But you know, apparently Bankhead has come a long way.
Well, I mean, clearly the venue was lovely.
The venue was really
First,
cute.
first of all, Shamea, why was you shocked that you got an invitation? That lady don't know nobody in Atlanta. She don't know nobody in Atlanta. Girl, of course you were getting an invitation. She
I was
only
glad.
knows y'all in Charles.
I was glad Angela did invite her though. Like I said, like we mentioned earlier, I'm glad this is not like a beef that's lasting episodes and episodes.
Well, because it really did mean to. And it was honestly, I just think it was a little banter back and forth. And I think the other women could have made it a bigger deal
Yeah.
than what it would have been. So I am grateful that they were both super mature and kind of cleaning this up. Because honestly, I don't have Shamia down for being a mean girl.
No.
That I don't have her down for. So I do agree on that. Now, when they walk into the bank, right? Kenya, why did you come in there with that teal dress on?
And then talking about you don't
Portia
have no
cracked
black.
up.
Everybody has black. And then like isn't there like a ladies rule where like every lady is supposed to have like at least one little black dress?
It's literally a thing.
Okay.
Every woman, when you get to a certain age, well, if you well, again for the
Woman
African
of a
American young
particular
women,
age.
look, well, this is a particular age, but as a young age. Now, if you grew up in a black home, now your mother probably didn't allow you to wear a black dress until you were probably like 17. Now that's the thing,
Mm.
because now that's being grown. Because Leah don't own no, my daughter don't own no black dress. She
Oh,
got one
okay.
for a funeral and it's a turtleneck. You ain't got no
Oh,
little black dress. Oh no, 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 you ain't got that.
not like this little number you got on right now.
Oh, not like this little. Yeah, she ain't got this thing yet. Well, I'm somebody mama and I'm grown, so yeah. So that's why I can wear this. She can't wear that, right? But Kenya, you tried it when you did. Now that was purposeful.
For
Did you do
sure.
that?
Also, on a side note, Angela, my girl always hot because she always got that fan out.
That's a big girl. I guess it's hot up there. It's hot at the top. Yeah, no, that's a big girl. She gonna have that fan with her. Well,
Or maybe she's gonna keep
we.
that wig glue dry.
I was gonna say, well, I didn't see anything slipping. So,
Yeah,
well, Charles wasn't there to clock it, so we don't know. We don't know. So they sit down, they getting everything together. First of all, Portia was a kiki at this dinner.
she was.
Portia had me cracking up the entire time because now when they all sit down, they're all getting, Shamea gives the olive branch, it's just sweet. They're all sitting down. The ladies are starting to kind of gather in. Um, Noticing that Cynthia was not there.
Oh, she wasn't.
Cynthia was not there. And
Yeah,
I thought that was a little strange. I'm like, wasn't there? Where was you at?
yeah. But I know, well,
But
Cynthia, she's been working a lot of side gigs, so maybe she was out of town or something.
right. She do have that little spaghetti sauce commercial too. It's kind of cute. She does. But what I will say is, so the ladies are all coming in, they're filing in, they're seeing what's on the menu. First of all, Angela, stop saying salmon.
I know. Oh, it pissed me off.
Why do you say salmon?
I know. They
I
say,
need
"Oh,
y'all to.
you gonna pronounce that L, and you gonna love it."
And then they love, and first of all, now because your cousins love salmon, they gonna
Hmm.
fry it, they gonna put it in a bite. Obviously, they put it in an egg roll here. When she had the soul rolls, she love little yam egg roll, little collard green.
Collard green egg roll.
First of all, I was shocked. I didn't like how the girls were kind of frying the place because Angela did try. I
Yeah,
mean, yes, you did have them in Bankhead, but these ladies, this is not what they're used to, sweetie. You should have had this in Buckhead.
yeah. But I mean, it was really cute though.
Well, until the elephant in the room, when Miss Britt
Ugh,
decided that the hug that
that
Kenya
was so
gave her
weird.
was a church fat.
Yeah, like, girl, what the fuck?
When did we start caring how a bitch hug you?
Like,
That
you
you
just
don't know like that.
literally just like looking and reaching for an issue.
But she was so smoking hot over that incident. It was so crazy. And then it trickled into the game.
Yeah,
It trickled in the game. Now the game was a little messy, more successful than the other Housewives game where they like to pull out the questions.
I thought the game was fun.
Well, because it wasn't as messy as we've seen those games in the past. It wasn't like
Hmm.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
Read a text message.
yeah,
It wasn't.
no,
It
yeah.
wasn't that. But it was messy. I do believe that Britt wrote both of those notes.
Because how? Yeah, she definitely did.
Why are you not being nice to Britt?
Because who else would have wrote that?
That would have cared enough.
Yeah,
I don't have Kelly. The only person I could see doing it would be Kelly, and I don't have Kelly down for fighting another woman's battles.
no. And then, like Kelly mentioned earlier in the episode, like she's not experiencing that, and she don't understand where Britt is coming from with that.
She really, and you could tell that her and Kelly have had conversations about Kenya off camera. Like, girl, I'm really not getting this experience with her. What is the deal? She
Right.
probably genuinely is asking that girl, what is the issue? Why are you so bothered by this woman?
Hmm.
So, and that's when I think all hell broke loose, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, after the question.
0 to 100.
Well, Kenya, you called that lady a peasant.
I mean, there are worse things to call people.
Now, that is fair. That is fair. But when she called her a peasant, it was almost like that's all that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh yeah, she
And
started
then
popping off after that.
you know what she says next? Call my husband.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
right.
Now, if it's one thing, also that was another thing that upset me about that as well. Because trust and believe, if I have a problem, I will listen. I'll be the first one to say I don't argue with men. Now that I don't do, I've never argued with a man. I got a whole man right here. You fight with him because I don't. What are we talking about? I stand 5'2" in stature. I'm not arguing with a man.
Okay, Dr.
But for
Heavenly.
But you see what I'm saying? But for you to go off the deep end and that be your first order of business and go call my husband, and the weird part about it was that he was right in some weird back room already there was extra weird.
What was funny to me is that you could tell, like, as they were walking out, that Kenya and Portia, like the season housewives, were just kind of just so over it. Like, this girl is just, there's like, this new bitch is just really trying too hard. She's doing too
Well,
much. Like,
well,
let's go.
they went to all the confessionals and the girls were like, "Girl, what is wrong with you?" Everyone was mortified. They were shocked, well, because you mentioned also having a weapon.
Right. Out of
Now,
nowhere. And for
I
what?
got pistol. You gonna kill that girl?
And did you not know what show you were
Shooting?
signing up for? Like, you're gonna get insulted on this show at some point. Somebody's gonna shade you. Somebody's gonna call you out your name. Your first reaction is that you got a pistol. Have you never seen Housewives? You obviously have because you're a big ass Kenya fan.
Big ass fan. And you could even tell was so weird, even when the ladies were getting into the car and and it was almost like once Mike got there, her battery got even,
She
she was
started amping. Yeah,
revved up. And you could tell he was almost like, well, what's going, like, don't start your bullshit. Like, don't start your
I think
shit.
he said somebody said you're doing too fucking much, and I think it was Mike, but they didn't specify who said it.
It didn't say, yeah, it just showed us on the
Mm,
end of the screen. Like, it just
hmm
showed us, like, stop your bullshit. Like, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Because when you start mentioning shit like that, like, you're talking about violence. Like, listen, we're all for a little jokey joke. We love a little fight. You know what I mean? Little glass, little table toss. But when you're talking about physical harm with an actual weapon, now, shit, she should have been off the show instead of Kenya.
Right. And I hate when like a situation is done and somebody's continuing to try to antagonize it.
Beat
Like
it.
Kenya's minding her business, trying to get in the car, and you just over there still yelling and popping off and yelling at this lady's direction.
Kelly got her security and got the hell up out of there, didn't she? She got the hell up out of there, didn't she? Oh my God. I was like, Kelly said, I ain't messing around with this. I don't got time for this. I'm already running from somebody.
You
I
ain't gonna
don't
have
have
me
time
in
for this.
Bankhead with this lady yelling about a pistol.
Hello, hello. And honestly, and like I said, that we go off. We're ending the episode with them being in the car, with Kenya and Portia being in the car, and them saying, "Oh yeah, she gotta go." Like you're doing just too much.
I don't know why I thought this was so cute. I guess it's just because Portia and Kenya have just come such a long way, and
They
Portia's
have.
like, "Yeah, you riding with us? Come on, get like."
Come on,
I'm
get in
like,
the
I just
car,
thought it was
girl.
so cute. All right,
They rode off in the sunset. She was like, bro, I'm gonna get in the back. You can drive me like Miss Daisy.
right.
They actually, it was so crazy. While that lady was showing her Harry Potter vein, they was in the back and Shay was in the damn Bentley laughing, riding off into the sunset. They didn't even care about that whole situation. And I think,
Mm,
honestly, I think that's what ignited Brittany a little more, to be honest
I
with
think
you.
so too.
I
Yeah,
think
I
that
agree.
really ignited her that she could not take that. Not only did these bitches not take me serious, they're laughing. That parking lot wasn't that big. You know, you heard them ladies laughing.
Yes, no, for
Was laughing
sure.
at you. They was laughing at you. And they rode off into the sunset while you were still going off and trying to find your husband. They rode off into the sunset, girl.
Then what else cracked me up at the very end? I don't even know how we got here, and then say something about they just saw Charles, and Kenya said, "I don't want no problem with
I
Andy."
I don't want to fight with Angela. But wait, we actually missed that little part at dinner right before the fight when Portia was being messy.
Yeah, we did skate over that.
Why did Portia okay, now riddle me this. If somebody said to you, I know something about your man, and then they said, oh, not right now. Now that should have been the fight.
Yeah, you speaking right now,
What you know about him?
right? But I feel like
Now,
so it's given like Angela probably believes that Portia does know some shit, and she don't want it brought up, so she just let it go.
okay. I'm not mad at that assumption
Mm,
because to be honest with you, she should have been beating that conversation the way Britt was beating Kenya. Why she hugged her like that?
yeah, but she definitely just
She
let it.
left it alone. Because she called her a bitch in her confessional, but she ain't say that shit. And she
I
sitting
forgot
right
about
next to
that.
that lady. She was like, oh, bitch.
Yeah,
But you were sitting right next to her because there would have been no way in hell I would have let that lady leave that establishment without saying what you heard about my husband.
exactly.
But there have been conflicting reports allegedly about Charles and his mishaps.
Charles, you got a lot going on, child.
And for somebody that keep looking at the camera, you got a lot going on.
Right, you
You
might
got
just
to
want to stay your
stop.
ass in the kitchen.
Do the rest. Do like the rest of the husbands do. Take a note. Take a page out of Ralph's book and go in the basement.
Okay,
Yeah, I would like them to elaborate on what they know about Charles. Do you
I
think we're
think
going to get more information on it?
I think we'll find out. They're
Still
dropping
going to leave them.
breadcrumbs. They're dropping breadcrumbs with like all of the cast right now, and I think that there's a lot more to come when it comes to like each cast member individually.
And that's all she wrote. And
Hmm.
that's all she wrote. Anything else from this scene?
Nope. Can't wait for next week to see it all go down.
It's gonna go down next week,
Hmm.
honey. It's going to go down. And that I cannot wait for because Kenya exposing that lady at her own event is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm really sad. It's gonna be rough to see Kenya go.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The fact that it came up so quickly.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna at least get her to like episode 6, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, no, I remember when it happened in real time, and I knew that they were like early in the filming because I remember it came not too long after they had announced the cast, so I figured like we were only gonna have so much time,
So I mean, and TBD, we'll see. But we're
right?
hearing only suspended. Like we're not hearing like indefinitely. Like there is a possibility that Kenya could come back.
Yeah,
So and
and
TBD.
yeah, and it seems like at this point, I don't know what is gonna be redeeming about Brit for the rest of the season at this point because at this point, like I do not see it for her at all. I don't
This is
think
a
many
one.
people do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a one-time wear for her, to be honest with you. Kelly, now
yeah.
Kelly can say.
Yeah,
Kelly can
Kelly's
say.
good. Angela's good.
Angela's
Shamia's
good. She can
good.
say. She
But
is good.
Britt,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe basketball wives.
take it to Zeus Network, girl.
Now the Puerto Rican princess been a knocked her out talking like that. Now that ain't gonna work. Not Miss Natalie Nunn, honey. That yeah, no, that may not work. I don't know. Them two together, they do black eyes in real life. You talking about mentioning the pistol? They do real black eyes. They fight in real
mm,
life. So I don't know how
mm.
that's gonna work. Mike can't fight that battle. Well, guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 3. Now it is time for our favorite part of the show, which is everybody just calm down. Jared, I'll let you go first. Who do you think need to just calm down?
I mean, really, it's so easy this episode. Definitely Miss Brit Edie. Um, just entirely too much. I mean, I thought it was obvious that when we do Sutton that she need to calm down, but Brit just took it to a whole new level. Like, girl, please chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just wanted the
Yeah.
problem so bad. You wanted a moment. It's entirely too much.
Agreed, agreed. Honestly, I'm going to piggyback off of you. There was no one in this episode that annoyed me more than Brit.
Yeah,
From the stroller to the delusional beef. That I don't like that. I don't like that. I ain't like that stroller with a dog in the stroller, and I didn't like the imaginary beef. You just have to calm down, sweetie. Like it's not becoming.
super fair. Yeah, the stroller. Yeah, definitely fair.
Then she took the damn dog out, had the dog on her shoulder like a damn newborn baby. Girl, if you don't put that down. Ooh, that pissed me off. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Guys, let us know in the comments who you think should calm down from this week's episode of Atlanta. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys this week. Bye.
Bye.